Here's what we're tracking across the Gulf Coast. Rain showers beginning to appear in the forecast. It's not going to be as cold for now, but could we see cold air in the extended forecast? We'll look at that at a southeast winter storm coming up.
And Alabama lawmakers back in Montgomery. The debate over your vote is heating up. House Democrats want early voting for this year's election. Not everyone agrees. We'll go live to Montgomery to break down both sides.
Plus, Mardi Gras season is here, and now more people can join the celebration in Mobile. Find out how a new initiative is making the parades accessible for everyone.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Hello, and thank you for looking in. It's Tuesday. I'm Shelby Myers.
And I'm Lenise Lagan. Welcome to Fox 10 News at 4.
All right, we are taking a live look outside over downtown Mobile. Not a cloud in sight. Bright blue and sunny skies on your Tuesday. And it really doesn't feel super cold either, especially when you're standing under that sun.
Oh, no, it actually is quite pleasant. It's going to get a little chilly, though, tonight. And then that's going to change. So let's get your forecast now with our chief meteorologist, Jason Smith. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Lenise. Hey, Shelby.
A lot of changes going on.
Yeah, you know, it's going to warm up a little, and it's going to rain some. It's going to get cold, then it may get really cold.
Just going through all of the motions. It's like you're navigating a golf course.
Right, and you know, there are going to be some people that have a lot of trouble navigating roads, but most likely it's going to be north of us. But as we head into the weekend, there could be big travel problems for places like Birmingham.
I heard about that because of some, what do you call it again? You don't call it
freezing rain?
There you go.
Freezing rain.
All right.
Yeah, we may see some ice on the roads up there, but down here, maybe not so much. We'll look at those possibilities. First, I want to show you what we're tracking. Some showers may be in here by this time tomorrow. So look at that. The 5 p.m. Futurecast for tomorrow is showing maybe an isolated shower in the area. We're definitely going to see some rain. Really better chances Friday and Saturday. We could get a couple of days of rain, and it may turn into a cold rain later in the outlook. Right now it's 58 beautiful degrees. We are going to be a little cool this evening, but we should level off above freezing with our overnight lows tonight, which is good. We are tracking clouds increasing tonight, lows around 40. There should be a big southeastern and southern United States winter storm, mainly to our north, as we head towards the weekend in the forecast, but there are some exceptions to that. We'll look at that in our complete forecast. Northern fringes may see a little something by Sunday. Taking a look at the next 10 hours here, you can see our temperatures dropping. We will get down to around 40, and then we're going to kind of hang out there as the clouds move into the picture. The Futurecast shows that increase in cloud cover tonight, and tomorrow should be mainly dry through lunchtime, but we could see some isolated, very light rain showers by tomorrow evening. We're going to break down which could be a couple of days worth of rain chances and your long range forecast, and look at that southeast winter storm coming up.
New at 4, lawmakers back in Montgomery today, and Alabama House Democrats say they want early voting for this year's elections. Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro is joining us live outside the State House. Jessica, why is this a priority for the Dems?
Well, when House Democrats listed out their legislative priorities earlier today, they said early voting would help them towards a larger goal and making Alabama's elections protected. And they say that early voting is a key part of that. And they have all of the House Democratic members onto a specific bill. Now, that bill that all House Democrats are co-sponsoring is House Bill 270. It looks to have in-person early voting starting 10 calendar days before Election Day and end that early voting period 5 days before Election Day. Representative Adeline Clark is the primary sponsor of the bill. She says that more needs to be done to increase voter participation throughout the state. However, Republican Representative Russell Bedsel says having early voting brings concerns about election and poll security. He says steps should be taken to expand voter accessibility, but he says it's not done with early voting.
With low voter participation numbers throughout Alabama, especially in municipal elections, we simply cannot afford to make voting more difficult for people or adopt laws that do nothing more than suppress the vote.
One of the fundamental rights that we have and responsibilities, if you will, is the right to vote, and we should make that as accessible as we can, but we should never do it and jeopardize the security of the ballots or the election sites or polling places in general.
Now, there are other bills in addition to House Bill 270 that House Democrats say would make voting easier for Alabamians. One of them is also sponsored by Representative Adeline Clark. That is a House bill that would allow for certain people with certain disabilities to have people fill out and help to deliver their ballots. She said that's an important bill that she has sponsored this session. Now, that bill, along with the early voting bill, are both waiting on a committee to hear them before they can be heard before the entire House of Representatives. Live in Montgomery, Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
All right, and House Democrats saying that they're also pushing for bills that would prioritize addressing the state's health care needs and growing the state's economy with better wages and child care investments.
Well, new at 4, it just got easier for some people to celebrate Mardi Gras in Mobile. Nonprofit Special Needs Assistance Station for You, or SNAZY, is partnering with the city to offer reserved parking, a designated tailgate area, and rest stations for people with special needs and their families, also those that are older, the elderly population. A climate-controlled tent with tables, chairs, and light refreshments will also be set up. You're taking a look at some pre-recorded video from a couple of months ago. The area will also include a 24-foot trailer with a fully ADA-accessible bathroom, including an adult changing table. SNAZY's founder says it's important everyone gets the opportunity to celebrate.
A lot of people don't appreciate fully, if you don't have a special needs family, is our families really don't like showing up 4 hours early and having to fight for a space to be able to see. So that's one of the main things that we're enabling families to do, is really show up at the last second and still be able to get a good seat in the viewing area.
Well, coming up on Fox News at 5, find out how you can register for free reserved parking and hear from a woman with spina bifida who says this is going to enhance how she and others enjoy Mardi Gras this year.
In Baldwin County now, the Fairhope Library losing state funding last week, and now the county is cutting courier service as well.
The Alabama Public Library Service canceled state funding due to non-compliance. APLS Board Chairman John Wall says the library failed to remove books the board deems to have sexually inappropriate materials from the children's and teen sections.
A large group of people with Read Freely Alabama movement attending today's commission meeting. The group opposes censorship and book banning in public libraries.
They wanted to see if local officials could keep the courier service running. It allows loans between libraries within the county. The commission says its hands are tied.
What we have found out that the library has lost their state funds, that what we provide for that library is a courier service, and in order to provide that courier service, the state funds was hitched to that. So since the state funds has been denied to that library, then we no longer will provide the courier service, and that's what a lot of the people were upset about.
The immediate concern now for many attending that meeting is the ripple effect losing courier service could have over the rest of the county. Smaller libraries count on the service for books, and now they won't be able to get them.
House Sherrick is going to have reaction from those on both sides of this issue. That's coming up for you on Fox 10 News at 5.
Senator Tommy Tuberville, the special guest at the Mobile Chamber's Forum Alabama event this morning. And as he's looking to be Alabama's next governor, he had a lot to say, especially about the port city. Here's our Stephen Moody.
Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville making a stop in the port city for the Mobile Chamber's Forum Alabama event. The gubernatorial candidate made it a point to talk about businesses here in Mobile and to discuss the port itself.
The sky's the limit. We've got a lot of people looking at that certain type of industry to move here because of the port, and it's going to create a huge advantage for the city of Mobile in terms of being the deepest port in the Gulf. So I'm excited about it.
And speaking about his run for governor and his potential challenger, former Senator Doug Jones, Tuberville says he's focused on getting past the primaries first.
You have to have a game plan, and we've already started working on our game plan for the election. Now, we have to get to the primary. Right now, I have one opponent, and primaries in May, and so we get through that, and then we'll worry about, somebody running against us on the other side. I think there's 3 or 4 people running in that primary too. So we'll take it one day at a time. I did that last time, and I'm not running against anybody. I'm running for Alabama.
The senator was greeted by a group of protesters holding signs across the street. I asked about his plans to unite the state as tensions rise across the country.
It's about the people in your state. It's about everybody. It's everybody wanting to make your state better. It's wanting to make it better for your kids, for the future. It's wanting to make it stronger, better jobs, and all those things. I'm willing to work with anybody, but America first. We got to put our kids and our families first in the state of Alabama.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
All right, it's time for an early look at traffic this afternoon, about 8 minutes after 4 o'clock with decent conditions on the roads. We don't have any adverse weather messing up traffic today. A little bit of a slowdown here and there. It looks like slightly slower eastbound for Mobile traveling towards Baldwin County on I-10 near the crossover. A little bit slow coming off the Cochran Bridge trying to get onto I-10 and the Causeway. And that's really about it, although it does look like if we look down underneath, maybe the Causeway eastbound is still a little slow past the Battleship. If you're in downtown, might want to take the Bayway. Sometimes it's like you want to take the Causeway, not the Bayway. But today, so the Bayway is doing a little better. I-10 in good shape across Baldwin County and in Pensacola, no big problems. I'll have another update coming on Fox 10 News here a little bit later on around 4:35 p.m.
But here is here's the book. These are all things we have. I'm going to read a few of the samples, but look at this. These are all, each line is something that we did. Nobody did that before. And it's big stuff too. Look, we have the hottest country in the world.
President Trump joining today's White House press briefing to mark the first anniversary of the start of his second term. Trump discussed the administration's efforts on immigration, the economy, and more. Later today, the president is set to depart to D.C. to head to Davos, Switzerland for the World Economic Forum.
Happening now, tension rising around Greenland. Overnight, the president shared some screenshots of private messages from world leaders as he reiterated the desire to control the Arctic island.
The president is expected to meet his global counterparts in Switzerland this week at the World Economic Forum, where Trump's Greenland threats have already cast a long shadow.
Let's go to Michael Yoshida.
President Donald Trump continuing his pressure campaign for the United States to take control of Greenland. In a slew of late-night social media posts, the president sharing 2 AI-generated photos, including one showing him planting an American flag on the island.
Look, we have to have it, because the boat went there 500 years ago and then left. That doesn't give you title to property.
Trump also exposing private messages with world leaders, one purportedly from the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, and another from French President Emmanuel Macron, who wrote, quote, "I do not understand what you are doing on Greenland." A source close to Macron confirmed the screenshot is authentic. Macron speaking Tuesday at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
Competition from the United States of America through trade agreements that undermine our export interests, demand maximum concessions, and openly aim to weaken and subordinate Europe.
Leaders expressing strong support for Greenland and Denmark, and with one leader calling Trump's threat of new tariffs over Greenland a mistake between allies.
Plunging us into a downward spiral would only aid the very adversaries we are both so committed to keeping out of the strategic landscape.
All eyes will remain on Davos this week as Trump visits the conference Wednesday, set to deliver a special address and expected to attend a meeting about Greenland. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida.
Ahead on Fox News at 4, from drawing to music to sports, parents can now monitor what their children are watching. Plus, get ready to say goodbye to the metaverse. Stay close. YourDaily.com is next. But first, let's take a peek outside. It has been such a pleasant Tuesday. So much sunshine out there. How about a fun fact? Lemons float in water, but limes sink.
Next, with a clear forecast streaming directly to you. Stay connected, stay safe with Fox 10 Storm Tracker.
Welcome back. The National Archives announces a traveling exhibition of some of the country's most important historic documents. It will commemorate America's 250th anniversary. The original documents are expected to travel to 8 cities across the country over the span of 6 months. Senior advisor to the acting archivist of the United States, Jim Byron says some of the documents that will go on tour are an engraving of the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Association from 1774, and the Treaty of Paris of 1783.
All originals, no facsimiles, no copies. All incredible, all instructional, and all irreplaceable. Many of these documents are leaving this building for the first time, and they are traveling together for the first time in history.
Byron says the documents will be heading to Atlanta, Los Angeles, Houston, Denver, Miami, Seattle, Dearborn, Michigan, and Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, looking outside right now with our All-In Credit Union camera here with our Dolphins cam. We've got a beautiful evening, a few upper-level clouds. Everything looks fine with the weather in the short term. It's the long range where it may get messy. We could have a lot of rain, and it could be a cold rain, too, for a lot of days. So let's jump into the forecast. First of all, right now we're in the upper 50s in most spots. We're very close to 60 degrees. It's pretty comfortable outside after that frosty start this morning. Upper clouds are going to spread in tonight. You can see those to the west. They are looming and they will fill in, and that'll keep our temperatures up some overnight tonight. Ultimately, we may get some rain in here too, and it looks like tomorrow, if we see showers, it's going to be in the late part of the day. We also could see an isolated shower on Thursday, but both Wednesday and Thursday, our rain chances are pretty low and temperatures are looking good. Let's talk about this southeast winter storm, which is brewing, and we'll look at the European model first. And what it's showing us is both Wednesday and Thursday, we could see some spotty rain showers in the area. Thursday, a better chance than Wednesday, and the rain will be light. We're going to be on the warm side of the front, and on Friday, we should be on the warm side of the front as well. And you can begin to see the winter storm developing on Friday night and into Saturday. The pink could be a very large area of freezing rain, not just sleet, but where it comes down as a liquid and freezes on contact. And there could be a significant accumulation of freezing rain, which could bring travel problems and power outage problems in central and northern Mississippi, mainly northern Alabama and central and northern Georgia. Saturday looks especially slippery with snow up into Tennessee. We're still too warm down here. Then we go into Sunday and we're seeing cold rain as the front comes through, and most of the ice and the freezing considerations are going to be to the north of us again, with widespread travel problems and possibly an ice storm north of us. Finally, on the tail end of it, we could see a little action as far as some wintry weather, but that's way down the road. Sunday night would be when that might occur, according to the European solution. And it is showing a lot of ice. This is ice accumulation. 1.5 to 2 inches of ice is a major threat to the power grids, no doubt about it. So we're going to be watching this very closely. This is an overrunning situation where you got warm, moist air over a cooler air mass at the surface, and that's why it may fall as freezing rain instead of all snow in those areas. Looking at our own forecast, though, we don't see any issues. I mean, our temperatures are in the 60s with scattered showers. Chances are going to gradually ramp up Thursday and into Friday. And then in the long range, as we look at the weekend, we start to get a little colder air Saturday night. We should be above freezing, upper 40s on Sunday, and then Sunday night we may be down to freezing. And the long range models have been hinting at some cold air next week in the wake of all this, especially if we have an existing snow and ice pack north of us. We could see some really cold nights down here. So interesting forecast. We'll keep watching here on Fox 10 News.
Let's get to your daily.com now. Meta's massive bet on virtual reality has officially ended, and then a free site where parents and caregivers can manage what their children are viewing.
Meta is laying off roughly 1,500 employees from its Reality Labs division, and it's shutting down several VR studios. Now, this is a dramatic turn of events for a company that rebranded itself as Meta just 4 years ago, promising to usher in the new era of virtual reality technology. Meta funneling some $73 billion into its Reality Labs without ever turning a profit. According to industry leaders, people just weren't interested. While Meta captured 77% of VR headset shipments in 2024, the Metaverse apps were not catching on. For perspective, Meta's Horizon app has only 60 million downloads since 2018. Compare that to Meta's 3.5 billion daily users across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And it seems Meta also struggled with safety issues, including reports of virtual harassment. From one story that didn't work out so well to one that's seeing early success, parents are finding a new solution for managing their son or daughter's screen time. Go Kabuto is a free platform created by a concerned parent. After noticing inappropriate content and videos his children were watching, the dad building a safer space where parents can curate video collections called Kaboodles. Parents create accounts, browse Kaboodles uploaded by other users on topics like drawing, music, or sports, and then they add them to their child's account. So the way it works, your children can only watch what their parents approve of.
So let's get back to Meta, because it's very interesting what's happening there. While the virtual reality might not be working out, the Ray-Ban AR glasses, those have become a surprise hit, outselling traditional Ray-Bans in some stores, which suggests consumers prefer augmented reality to the full-on virtual immersion.
Very cool. When we come back, the lineup for the big game is stacking up with some huge names. Find out who's singing what before the NFL championship in your entertainment news. It's next.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor the Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic in which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
The case review is free.
Call 251-444-7000.
Okay, we got to talk a little bit of entertainment news here. Soccer star David Beckham's son is speaking out about what he says is an ongoing clash with his parents. Would that be drama?
I was about to say, it's getting really dramatic here. I just read about this yesterday. Brooklyn Beckham shared his detailed account about the matter on Instagram recently, saying his family tried to sabotage his relationship with his wife, Nicola Peltz Beckham. The couple married in 2022. Brooklyn says he wanted to keep the family drama private, but felt forced to speak out due to his family speaking to the media previously. He says he does not want to reconcile with them either.
So Brooklyn also addressed an incident at his wedding where he says his mother, Victoria, danced inappropriately with him. He called the whole situation uncomfortable and humiliating.
The Beckhams have not responded to Brooklyn's comments.
So I've been following this since they got married, just because why? I don't know. I don't have good reason. However, it seems like Victoria did a mom move, and I'm guilty of this, and you just recently got married and neither of your parents did this.
No.
But you're so excited for your child, right? And you like dancing, and I think she just kind of like jumped in there and wanted to dance with her son and was acting silly. And he felt as though she was mocking him. I'm wondering, just because I'm a mom who likes to dance and my son does not while dancing, I'm wondering if that's what happened.
Yeah, was it exaggerated? And I saw people online chattering in the comments saying, I would love to see the video of it.
Right.
And to see what happened, how it looked, how awkward it was. But he also in his statement went on to say about how everything the Beckhams do, his family does, is for media, they pose and do every little thing very staged. So I thought it was interesting, and people were also referencing Meghan Markle and the prince to this situation as well.
And there have been all documentaries on all of it. So it makes sense.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see how this is going to continue to go on, and if the Beckhams, Victoria, Posh, has anything to say
I
back.
hope they work it out.
I know.
It's your mom.
Yes, and they've always been a tight-knit family, it seems. So I hope they can too. All right, the star-studded performance lineup is stacking up for the big game.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Green Day is opening the show. Bad Bunny is headlining the halftime. And now we know, during the pregame, Coco Jones is going to be performing Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Charlie Puth will perform the national anthem, and Brandi Carlile will take on the pregame tradition of America the Beautiful. The NFL Championship kicks off February 8th in Santa Clara, California.
All right.
A lot of good.
Should be a show. A concert in your house. Next up, we're going to dive into the big breaking stories we're working on for your most local news at 5.
And then this.
They're developing their cognitive abilities and the changes that are happening that they need to learn how to navigate using technology for appropriate purposes.
Are you worried about your kids' screen time?
The American Academy of Pediatrics changing the long-standing guidelines. We'll talk about what parents and educators need to know in terms of navigating this digital world with children.
But first, Jason.
We're tracking temperatures that will be a little better tonight, but still on the chilly side. We have all kinds of changes, though, in the forecast. We'll take a look at it in detail coming up.
Attorney Stephen L. Klimjak, 694-0600.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
And we want to fill you in on a little preview of what we are working on for your most local news at 5. First, the case of an accused drug kingpin is now in the hands of a Mobile County jury. We'll have a recap of the closing arguments as we wait on a verdict.
Plus, after a month of debate, Mobile City Council members reject a proposal for a third ambulance service. Why, they say the company is saying it's not giving up. We'll have that as well. And then the JROTC program in Mobile County is all about giving back. How some young cadets are making a big difference in honoring veterans. We'll have these stories for you and your local headlines coming up in 30 minutes at 5.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening with our Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai camera from the Admiral. And we've got a real steady flow of travel going on out there right now on Interstate 10. But we've come out pretty good with the situation on the roadways. Our temperatures across the area, as we look at it here tomorrow morning, we're going to have some chillier air. We're talking about 39 in Mobile, but 44 in Pensacola, 39 in Milton, still close to freezing to the north, but I think we'll be just a degree or two above. So we may actually avoid the freezing temperatures tonight. And we've got a couple of days of much warmer weather on the way. Looking at Pensacola tomorrow, we'll start out at 48 degrees, but we're going to warm up into the low to mid 60s tomorrow afternoon. We'll see some clouds and maybe a few isolated showers late in the day tomorrow. Our rain chance is 20% in the Mobile area. I'm expecting a daytime high tomorrow in the middle 60s. It's actually going to be warmer then wetter, and ultimately it will get colder. As we look at our high-res futurecast, it shows a little increase in cloud cover this evening. Taking it forward, Wednesday afternoon, we'll start to see the potential of a few isolated showers. And then things get interesting. And I showed the European model earlier. The GFS is very similar in its concept, that we're going to see the beginnings of a winter storm developing on Friday over the Red River Valley and into Arkansas. And this thing could be a big weather maker, really just a little north of us. We're thinking Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Atlanta. Now, the GFS does have the colder air a little bit further south on Saturday, but it looks like most of our forecast area will be a little above freezing. And we even see this warm nose developing on both models, so it should keep us in pretty good shape on Saturday and Sunday, while our neighbors to the north get a tremendous ice storm possible. Long range on the back edge of it, the GFS is holding on to the precipitation with the cold air on Monday. It'll be interesting to see if we have a little mixture on the back end. That's way down the road. We'll look at that, but it looks like the primary impacts are going to be north of us, and they could be big for travel weather, affecting major destinations in northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, Georgia, and around up into Tennessee. Over the next 3 days, our temperatures actually trend a lot warmer. You can see on Thursday, rain chance up to 30%, a high of 70. Friday, a 50% chance of rain and a high of 67. We're going to make it through about Saturday before we start to tap into a little colder air, and some raindrops are likely going to come along with this for us. We'll look at our 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Jason, thank you. Warner Brothers Discovery has approved a new bid from Netflix, and it's all cash. It previously was offering cash in Netflix common stock. The bid is for studios and the HBO Max streaming service. The value of the Netflix offer remains $72 billion. The companies hope to vote on the deal by April, though Paramount continues to push its own all-cash offer. If the Netflix deal goes through, a separate business will exist called Discovery Global and will house CNN, TNT, and the Food Network. Netflix reports earnings after the Wall Street close today.
Mortgage rates are reversing course this after they fell last week to the lowest level since September of 2022. That 30-year mortgage rate, which tends to loosely track the 10-year Treasury yield, rose to about 6.2%, according to Bankrate. Falling mortgage rates spurred more home buying activity at the end of last year. That momentum is likely to start slowing if the rates start going up. President Trump has advocated for lower mortgage rates, recently announcing a mortgage-backed security buyback program that he said would reduce the rates.
Our dogs and cats are part of our family, so it's no wonder people are now willing to get insurance for their furry friend. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa takes a look at the pros and cons.
NerdWallet recently surveyed 1,300 pet owners and found out nearly a quarter now have pet insurance, spending on average around $1,200 per year per pet, or $100 a month. Kaz Wida is an insurance expert with NerdWallet. Kaz says pet insurance used to be more of a niche thing, but there's been a 13% increase between 2023 and 2024 in how many pet owners have gotten pet insurance. Mostly people decide to get it after experiencing their own pet emergency or after getting hit with a big vet bill.
And I think the most important thing to know about pet insurance probably up front is that it usually works by reimbursement. So you pay out of pocket and then the pet insurance company reimburses you. There are some insurers who might work with your veterinarian, but that's the exception, not the rule.
Kaz says you get to pick your reimbursement rate. There's usually a scale of 70, 80, or 90%, which affects your out-of-pocket costs up front. The higher the reimbursement rate, the higher the price.
So some things are included and some things are not. One thing you should really be aware of is most of the time, the annual exam, the vaccinations, those sorts of things are not included with a standard plan. That's usually a wellness add-on.
Kaz says, do your research, shop around, get quotes. This is supposed to help you in an emergency. And it's sort of similar to auto insurance, where if you pay up front, you might receive some sort of discount for paying for the whole year or a certain period of time. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Well, now big changes are coming to long-standing recommendations about how much screen time is healthy for kids.
Okay, so the American Academy of Pediatrics issuing this new guidance emphasizing the need for parents and educators to acknowledge young people live in a digital world and that the focus should be on directing the use of technology, not limiting it.
It's a major departure from previous guidelines that stressed limited screen time for kids. The Academy now says it's unrealistic and parents should instead become more involved in their children's digital lives to make sure what they're exposed to is educational and not harmful.
Experts say with AI now supercharging online interactions with younger people, parents should teach their children about the tech at an earlier age.
We can and should control our interactions with AI. And so I think empowering kids, right, to sort of develop that mindset, that mentality is really important.
The Academy also says lawmakers should invest more in public resources like parks and libraries to give kids alternatives to screens.
Well, an urgent plea coming from the single largest blood supplier in the U.S., the American Red Cross, declaring a severe blood shortage, a problem they say could affect life-saving care for patients. In your Health Minute, Mandy Gaither is explaining what has caused this low blood supply and also how you can help.
Extreme weather, canceled blood drives, and the highest respiratory illness levels in more than 25 years have delivered a devastating blow to the nation's blood supply.
We are experiencing a severe blood shortage.
Dr. Courtney Lawrence with the American Red Cross says the organization's blood inventory across the U.S. has come down by about 35% over the past month alone. That blood goes to patients during emergencies, surgeries, or during childbirth. It's also given to people with blood disorders like sickle cell disease and to those being treated for cancer.
Blood is extremely important for hospitals to be able to provide life-saving care for patients.
Platelet donations as well as all blood types are needed, but especially type O, which is the universal blood type, and A and B negative blood types. Donors can search by zip code for a nearby blood drive on redcrossblood.org. Donation appointments can also be made by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or through the organization's app.
If you're feeling well, if it's safe for you to travel in your weather, we really rely on you on coming in, donating blood, and helping support patients in need.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A Navy rescue swimmer calls it destiny. He was just having lunch when a car plunged into the water in Virginia Beach. Whew, we'll have that story. We'll be right back.
Beautiful day on the water with my family isn't just a good day, it's creating memories for a lifetime. Let's take you to the forecast here on Fox 10 News as we are looking at a lot of changes ahead in the outlook. We do have some clouds increasing from the southwest, and so we're going to see a little increasing cloud cover tonight. That may actually help keep temperatures up a little bit above freezing tonight. We could see an isolated shower tomorrow, but it's not a huge chance, only about a 20% chance. As we go into Thursday, maybe a little better chance of a scattered shower at 30%. And the trend here is for it to get wetter and wetter as we head into the weekend. And there will be a winter storm in the southeastern United States. But as of right now, it looks like the biggest impacts are going to be way north of our area. However, if you're traveling, this could have a serious impact up in northern Mississippi, northern Louisiana, northern and central parts of Alabama, and up into northern Georgia. This is the European model showing an ice storm going on from Dallas, Texas, all the way to Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday morning. Right now, both the European and the GFS have us a little bit warm for any frozen precipitation through Saturday. We do see the surface front coming through Saturday night, and so this rain snow line or this ice line may migrate back to the south some, but even on Sunday morning, the Euro is showing a warm nose, and I say warm, will probably be around 50 with rain, while our neighbors to the north are seeing freezing rain. And looking at it, still could be a big high impact event from Texas to South Carolina on Sunday, and it keeps happening. And ultimately on the back edge of it, we could see a little something by Sunday night. It's a ways off. Let's see how this unfolds. We're pretty good ways out in the forecast, but the inland areas, especially Sunday night, may see briefly some colder air mixing in with the precip on that particular model. The GFS says that on Saturday, we're still going to be on the warm side of the cold air mass, and that will start to pivot into the area gradually on Sunday evening. You can see it right there. So we may make out okay with the winter storm, at least initially, but our areas to the north could be seeing some problems. So the scope of this could be much greater than what would happen with an average winter weather event in the southeast. Our models are suggesting 1.5 to 2 inches of ice, and that even back into Shreveport, Louisiana, about 1.75 inches. You get that much ice and it gets on the trees, and then that falls on the power lines. Of course, the roads will be messed up too, so it could be very problematic for those areas. Looking like mostly rain for us, and just a few showers at first. Isolated tomorrow, widely scattered Thursday, a 50% chance Friday. We're up to 60% now with our rain chances Saturday and Sunday, and it could be colder with the rain on Sunday. We'll be in the upper 40s. Eventually, some below freezing temperatures may slip in here on the tail end of things by Sunday night, and next week could be colder to start the week. What a forecast. Gradually going downhill with the rain chances and the temperatures.
All right, Jason. Well, check this story out. A Great Dane in Connecticut has been named the world's tallest living female dog.
I can believe it. They're huge. This is Minnie, though, standing at 3 feet and 2¼ inches tall, about the average size of a 3-year-old. A family started the process to submit Minnie's stats to the Guinness World Records almost a year ago. Her height has doubled. or been doubled and then triple checked.
Goodness gracious. Minnie. I love the oxymoron of her name.
Right? Because she's not Minnie.
No. Her family is monitoring Minnie closely to see if she reaches the record for tallest female dog ever. Right now, she's only half a centimeter off. Look at her compared to her humans. That's a huge dog.
I can't even imagine. I hope they make it.
Me too. Good luck, Minnie.
A guy heroically races to rescue a woman trapped in a sinking car.
And he just happened to be the perfect guy for the job. Patrick Cornell has the story in today's Take a Look at This.
Cell phone video captures the dramatic rescue of a woman who drove into the water in Virginia Beach.
We're having lunch, and there's a large splash against the windows that was way higher than it should have been.
Jeremy Way happened to hear the commotion. He also happens to be a Navy rescue swimmer.
And once I realized that the car was about 15 meters in, I was like, I just jumped in.
Way and others quickly worked to break into the sinking car. According to Way, the woman inside said she didn't want to be saved.
Water started flooding in the inside and flooding in where she was.
The car then slipping under the water's surface. Moments later, Way pops up with the woman in his arms, getting her to safety. She's now recovering. Way calling the rescue destiny.
Out to get some lunch. It was meant to be, man. I'm an aviation rescue swimmer. I was here for a reason.
A scary scene unfolded in Eugene, Oregon when someone spotted a man trapped in a crevice, then called for help. Firefighters found the man who somehow got wedged between a concrete wall and large stones. 20 people worked in tandem to carefully pull that person up and away from danger, just in time, too. According to a Eugene Springfield fire post, the victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition with a body temperature of 76 degrees, saying if it wasn't for the attentive bystanders, the man would not have survived much longer. In a similar fashion, a pair of legs alerted authorities to a man stuck inside a recycling container in Guadalajara, Mexico. Reportedly, the guy got in to try and retrieve some belongings, then couldn't get out. Responding firefighters had to use special hydraulic tools to lift the man-filled container so they could use the jaws of life to cut him free. Despite the uncomfortable upside-down predicament, he escaped unharmed. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Well, after the break, a haircut can mean so much more than just a new do. Find out how one salon owner is helping families in need, ensuring every child gets a fresh cut, no questions asked. It's a story of community helping community, and it might just inspire you.
Long got me double what the insurance companies were offering. I went long and I won big.
Call.
Money's tight. A few dollars can mean the difference between doing without or paying for what you need.
The owner of a children's salon in Virginia is easing some stress for families facing financial strain.
Sarah Shackles is telling you about a salon that always has an open chair.
You're doing a great job, Betty.
At Pigtails and Crew Cuts in Willow Lawn, all are welcome, whether you can afford to pay or not. Owner Amy Lagaro running her business by this motto.
We just say that there's always a chair open here at our salon.
It sparked the Open Chair Project, where customers can donate haircuts to other customers. Lagaro says she noticed a need during back to school season.
We did see a huge need of kiddos that were just not able, the family wasn't able to afford to have them come in, especially when there's multiple siblings. Groceries, food on the table, lights on, roof over your kid's head. Like, that's what's important. That's where your money needs to be going. So if it's a haircut or a utility bill, let's get both. Come in here, grab a voucher. Your kiddo can still get a great haircut. They can look confident. They can have a good time here. And you can know that that extra money you're saving is going to go to what it really needs to go to right now.
Anyone can donate a haircut to the Open Chair Project. All you need is $28, and then you get a voucher that will go on the window for anyone to use.
So it's just community helping community. I started it where I put 6 vouchers up on the wall myself. It's there for people that are walking past. They can see the voucher. It says it's prepaid. There's no questions asked. There's no shame. There's just compassion.
She plans to keep the Open Chair Project running as long as she can.
It's $28, but $28 can buy a full dinner for a family of 6. It can buy lunches for a week for their child at school. Taking this off of somebody's plate, it might not seem like a big deal, but it really is, and it really means a lot.
I knew that it was the best decision for me.
Don't hesitate. Call me, Dean Waite, right now.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
It's kind of jacked up because now you're sitting in line waiting and people been piling up when people should have been out 3, 4, 5 days ago, man. It just ain't fair. And I don't think they should have to wait just because the system down.
Now at 5, a system crash in Metro Jail leaves inmates stuck behind bars. What's being said about this issue?
And a years-long drug trafficking case might soon reach its close. The fate of a man being charged coming up.
And we are tracking a possible winter storm in the southeastern United States. Meanwhile, for us, it looks like a lot of rain may be in the extended forecast. We'll take you through all the scenarios coming up.
It's that collusion and corruption between elected officials and these anarchists that are intent on creating violence for law enforcement.
Minnesota has another chance to state their case against the Minneapolis immigration crackdown. How the Trump administration